I'm back. Thank you for your patience and all of that great stuff. In this video, I will be focusing on blending down the foundation and your highlight and your contour. Yeah, anyway, shout out to my sister Candace on this video. So with that being said, let's jump right into this video. The first thing we're gonna do is prime our face, and today I will be using Unicorn Essence by Fenty. We are going to get these eyebrows in order. I am going to go ahead and brush that in and put some brow gel on it. And then our next step will be getting them sculpted out. Now to get my eyebrows sculpted out, this is my first time using, well, this will be my second time using P. Louise, the eyeshadow base. This is in room of 5. What I like to do is put a little bit of the product on the back of my hand and like work it into the brush instead of just picking it up and going straight for the kill. You want to get the product to be as smooth as possible on the brush as well, so that the consistency is like balance, I guess you say. Everything out. What really works for me is smaller brushes. I like to have more control over where the product is going, so I've found myself using, you know, a little bit smaller brushes. This brush right here, it's a Morphe brush, an M173. I normally would use my Morphe brush and E20 to move around my concealer and when I conceal under here, but I found this one to be a little better when moving around my concealer or my highlight, because I feel like I have a little bit more control with the smaller buff brush. And they both are like buffers, but like I said, this one is a little smaller and it gives me a little bit more control in my opinion. And another thing, take your time. Take your time with your makeup. Take your time with blending everything, because the most important thing to me is trying to get the blending down pat. Like, blending is very vital when it comes to makeup. Whether it's you blending your eyeshadow, whatever it is, you have to blend. It's very important. I'm gonna blend out that P. Louise eyeshadow base, because as you can see, it's creasing. So I'm gonna blend it out, and I think I'm just gonna do like the no eyeshadow look, because I really, like I said, I want to focus on the foundation. I am going to go over that with my finishing powder. I have the MAC in Dark Deep. I am going to attempt to do a wing liner. Let's hope that this comes out good, I guess. That's what we're working with, and I think that that's pretty good, freaking good. I like to apply my eyelash glue onto my waterline first, add them to the lashes, let it get tacky, and then apply the lashes. Today's lashes are from Meeks by Abby, and her Instagram will be in the description box below. Oh wow, it actually slides to open. That is so cute. That is so freaking pretty. Okay, Meeks by Abby, period, Pooh. Let them know, sis, let them know. So for foundation, I'm going to be using my Juvias Place foundation in the shade 205. Hey guys, listen, this foundation is amazing. It's full coverage. It's, oh, baby, it's godly. I love this. I cannot live without it. So what I like to do is put some of the foundation on the back of my hand to I guess like warm it up and to get it working, I guess. I really don't know how to explain it, but like I put it on the back of my hand and I, you know, work it into my brush, and then I apply it onto my face. I just found applying foundation that way to be so much more better for me personally. So I am using a Morphe M224 brush, and like I said, I'm just taking that and working it into the brush. Just taking it and working it into the brush. Working that, warming that foundation up. And then once I'm done with that, I'll go and apply it right onto my face. Another foundation that I really love too is Beauty Bakerie's Aqua Glass liquid foundation. Their foundation is amazing too. Just make sure I use all of the product that is out, because sis is gonna get every penny worth. Okay. Now, the brush I use to blend in my foundation, now I no longer use beauty sponges for any part of my makeup routine. I used to love beauty sponges, but brushes just work out more for me. But this is my Juvias Place foundation brush, and this brush is, listen, okay? So I am going to spray my brush a little bit with the mist, just to, you know, get it to move exactly how I want it to move. But I never had a problem with moving Juvias Place foundation around. That's it. That's all I do. Tap off like the extra wetness and just blend. Now, you don't want to do swiping motions. What you want to do is pat the foundation into your skin. Pat it. Don't wipe. Do not wipe. So as you can see, I'm taking my time and I am patting all over my face to make sure that foundation is blended out everywhere. Like, you want it to be blended everywhere, sis. Like, everywhere. Okay? Next is concealer. So what I'm going to do, I will be using my Beauty Bakerie concealer, the Instant Bake concealer in 005. And also I will be using my Juvias Place concealer in J9. Is this J9? Oh yeah, well, yeah, in J9. What I will be doing is using this to bring that pop out of my highlight. Yeah, just like that extra brightness, if you know what I'm talking about, because sis is trying to be beat to the gods and back. Okay, I apply everything with a brush. I do not use a beauty blender. I'm not against using beauty blenders. However, I just found that through experience, brushes work so much better for me. Like, brushes are it for me. Again, makeup is just figuring out what works for you. So you want to apply your concealer in like a triangular shape, they say. And with this Beauty Bakerie concealer, you gotta move kind of quick with it if you're going to be using a dry brush, or you know, because this concealer, their products dry down fast. And it's not a bad thing actually that it dries down fast, but you gotta know how to work and move with it. You cannot be like this. You can't play around. You cannot play around with Beauty Bakerie. You can't play around, sis. Okay, so I'm going back in with my Morphe brush in M173, and this is how it looks at the top. It's like a little buffer brush, literally. So I'm going to spritz this brush, pat off the extra wetness, and then blend that out. And again, you just want to make sure you're patting everything. No swiping, no wiping, none of that. You want to pat that into your skin. Like, you want it to melt into your skin. And it's time consuming, but sis, you want that beat, right? Right. See how that blends right down into my skin? That is exactly what we wanted, sis. Like, that is what we wanted. So now we're gonna do the exact same thing that we did on this side, on the other side. So next we are going to just do a little on our forehead to highlight that area, and here. Look at that 5 head, y'all. Now what I'm going to do is, I want that super brightness under my eyes, so I am going to go in with my Juvias Place concealer in number 9, which is a little brighter. Now with this concealer, it doesn't dry down as fast as the Beauty Bakerie concealer, so what I would like to do is put this on and let it sit a little bit, and then go back and blend it, because the consistency is a little watery. So if you let it sit and dry down a little bit, the product moves a little better. Like, it don't be super sloppy when it moves. And I've moved this product when it was wet, and no, you do not want to do that. You don't want to do that. So I'm gonna place this. The applicator on this is really big, so I'm not gonna place a lot of product, but I'm gonna place this and then move on to the next step while it dries down, and then come back into to blend it out. That's all, like literally this is all the concealer you need from Juvias Place to conceal. I am going to go and place that contour, and I will be using my Fenty Beauty Matchstick and Espresso. I am going to go and blend out the contour, and I will be using my Morphe E20 brush. Now normally I used to use this brush to blend out my contour, and as you can see the difference. Like I said earlier, I just found that working with smaller brushes for me works out for me more. So, and when you blend your contour, you want to blend up. Like, you don't want to drag your contour down. So let's get the blending, baby. I just love how the product moves when the brush is not wet, but you know. And don't worry about, you know, that always could get cleaned up, and it will. Now I am going to go back and blend out that concealer. I am going to go in and set that highlight. I am going to be using Beauty Bakerie's Flower Setting Powder in the yellow shade. I'm going to set with the color Plantain and then bake with the yellow. So I take a brush, put some powder on it, tap off the excess, and I just pat it into my skin. So this is setting that we're doing. We're not baking right away. You want to set before you bake. You want to set that highlight into place. Setting is very important. You do not want to jump into baking before you set. And another thing is, you want to make sure before you set everything is in place, because once you set, sis, you're set, like literally. Like, so you want to make sure that everything is in place the way you want it to be before you set. now I'm baking. Now I'm going to bake, and this is where you're going to see the excess powder sticking around. And I'm using a brighter powder to bake underneath my eyes area. And with baking, you don't want to do what you was doing when you were setting. So it's like you're placing the powder and keeping it moving, because you don't want to, you see what I'm doing? I'm placing it and keeping it moving. You do not want to pat that too far into your skin, because then it's going to be a lot of powder buildup, and it's going to be hard to get that powder to wipe away. Okay, so those are the areas that I want to bake down bright. And now I'm gonna go into my other baking powder and bake the rest. I'm gonna go into that contour and set the contour. And to set my contour, I am going to be using my Beauty Bakerie Brownie Bar Face Palette. And this brown in here is freaking amazing. Like with makeup, nothing looks together until it's together. Like, okay guys, now it is time to dust away that powder. And don't be alarmed when you're brushing the powder off. Don't be alarmed, because you know this process is a process, sis. Okay, it is a process. Don't get discouraged. And also, if there's something you want to do in life, it don't matter what it is. It don't matter if somebody agrees with it or not. If it's something that makes you happy, then go for it. Because if you sit around and wait for the approval of your loved ones, your friends, your family, you're never going to do it. You have to understand that some people just are comfortable thinking inside the box or living that comfortable routine lifestyle. And when you're a dreamer and you bring those type of ideas to a person who doesn't have those size dreams, it's going to sound crazy to them. So they're not going to be 100% supportive. But that doesn't mean that, you know, your dreams are not achievable. You got to go for it. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. So far, we're not done yet, sis. Okay, we're not done. All right, what I like to do is take my foundation brush after I brush all of the excess baking powder away. I like to take my foundation brush and go, you know, over those areas to get everything to blend down a little better. But That highlight is there that I was looking for, you know, and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna go and try to get it to blend down just a little bit more. And this trick works because the extra foundation that was left on the brush from you doing your foundation is what brings everything together. Like look at that. Like, it's highlighted in the areas that we need to be highlighted in, and it's blended well. Like, it goes down well. Now, normally people wait to the very end of their routine to use setting mist or setting spray, but I like to use my setting mist at this point because we already did a lot of powders. We set our highlight, we set our contour, and the rest of the makeup, the rest of the ending of the makeup routine is powders. So you don't want to just pack on powder on top of powder on top of powder. So what I like to do is mist my face to bring everything down together so it could be like skin-like, a skin-like finish. Okay, so next I like to use my bronzer, and I will be using the Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami to bronze. So now I'm going to go and add some blush, and I will be using my Morphe E48 brush. I will be using my Juvias Place blush in Bella and Serafina. So I'll go into the orangey color first. I am going to actually go into my Beauty Bakerie face palette and use some of that orange too. Now what I'm going to do now is bring everything together with my MAC finishing powder, and this just like literally just like brings everything together, like make all of the craziness goes away. I'm gonna set everything and do all of the last minute things. I'm gonna do all of that, the highlight and everything else off camera. So I'll be back. Okay guys, this is the final, hold on, I'm a little crooked, and finished look. Oh my gosh, like, so I definitely already took my pictures and videos of the finished look, and I am in love. Like, I just hope you guys love this look as much as I do. Definitely better than my first video, and I'm just motivated and inspired by everyone who has been showing me love from my first video to my first Instagram videos. This is still only the beginning, and I really do appreciate everybody for showing me love. This look I love. Like, you guys just have to, you know what, I'm gonna just let you guys go right into the finishing videos of me being all cute and popping and whatnot. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. Again, thank you for landing your spaceships here with your girl. Mwah.